All right, diving in today, Spring AI. What is it and why should we even care? Like, how could it even change how we think about AI in our apps? We're using the official Spring AI reference documentation, by the way.
Yeah, so right off the bat, you can tell they're tackling a real pain point. Adding AI to projects can be a real mess.
They even say in the docs that they're looking at Python's LangChain and Llama index for inspiration. And, those have really made AI dev in Python so much easier. So why bring this to the Spring world?
Well, the thinking, if they lay it out in the docs, is that this AI wave isn't going to be just a Python thing. They see AI becoming like fundamental to apps
Yeah.
in all sorts of languages.
Yeah.
So Spring AI is about bringing that power to Java and maybe even beyond.
Makes sense. I mean, think about how many enterprise systems are built on, well, not Python. And the big challenge Spring AI is going for is that connection between your existing enterprise data, APIs, all that, and these powerful new AI models. It's like building a bridge to the future.
Exactly. And how they're doing it is through these foundational abstractions, which aren't just some pie-in-the-sky concepts. They're actual building blocks you'll use for your AI apps.
Hmm.
And what's cool is they're designed to support multiple implementations.
So for the folks listening, what does that actually mean, these foundational abstractions?
It means portability. Think of it this way. You build your app using Spring AI's chat interface. Right? You're not stuck with just one AI provider. You can, the docs say, switch from, let's say OpenAI to Anthropic later on. And it shouldn't require rewriting huge chunks of your code. That flexibility in a fast-moving field like AI, that's huge. It's not just convenient. It's about not being locked in.
Future-proofing your work, that's really important. So what can Spring AI actually do? The documentation lists a whole bunch of features.
Yeah, it does. And the core of it is this portable API support across a bunch of the big players: Anthropic, OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Llama, the list goes on. But it's not just about connecting. It's about the types of AI you can work with.
So chat models for conversations, text to image for creating visuals, embedding models for like understanding the meaning of text, audio transcription, text to speech, even moderation for building, responsible apps. It's quite a toolkit.
Right. And importantly, they support both those immediate API calls and streaming options. Gives you flexibility depending on what your application needs. And while it gives you this common way to talk to different AIs, it also gives you ways to tap into those model-specific features if you need to.
Okay, structured outputs. This one caught my eye. Seems like it could save devs a lot of hassle.
Definitely. Imagine your AI model spits out information, but instead of just raw text, Spring AI can automatically map that to standard Java objects, POJOs. This makes using that AI data in your existing code so much simpler. No more messing around parsing and rearranging data. Think about all that boilerplate code you write now to handle API responses. Spring AI can do a lot of that heavy lifting for you.
Makes you more productive. Now, the list of supported vector databases, it's impressive. You've got Apache Cassandra, Azure Cosmos DB, Chroma, Elasticsearch, Milvus, MongoDB Atlas, Neo4j, Pinecone, Qdrant, Redis. It's like a who's who of vector databases.
And that's the thing, the sheer range of them. Vector databases are becoming essential for a lot of AI applications, especially when you're dealing with tons of unstructured data. Unlike your typical databases that rely on exact keyword matches, vector databases let you search based on meaning. This is what opens up the door to much more nuanced AI applications.
And Spring AI gives you a consistent API for talking to all of these different stores, including, get this, a SQL-like metadata filtering system. Pretty powerful for querying your AI-enhanced data.
For sure. It means you can use a familiar syntax to search your vector database, but now you can filter based on metadata, so you can be super specific in what you're looking for. Imagine searching product reviews. You could not only find reviews that mention a certain feature, but also filter by, like sentiment or the product version.
Moving on, the docs talk about tools function calling. Feels like a step towards making AI actually useful in the real world.
Yeah, totally. This is all about the AI recognizing when it needs more information or needs to do something out in the real world. It can then request specific tools or functions to get that data or take that action. It's like giving your AI the ability to, say, look up the latest info, talk to other systems, even kick off workflows. If you ask your AI to book a meeting, function calling lets it work with your calendar.
Wow, so many possibilities. The docs also touch on observability. With AI being as complex as it is, being able to monitor what's going on seems pretty vital.
For sure. Observability gives you that insight into how your AI-powered apps are actually performing. crucial for debugging, spotting bottlenecks, making sure everything is running smoothly and reliably.
And there's an ETL framework for ingesting data. Anyone who's worked with AI knows getting the data in the right format is half the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. This ETL framework is about making that data prep phase, the extracting, transforming, loading more efficient. So you can focus on building the AI-powered features.
And for anyone worried about AI making things up, Spring AI includes utilities for evaluating AI model outputs and mitigating issues like hallucinated responses. That's got to be reassuring.
Yeah, it shows they're serious about helping you build reliable AI. These evaluation tools let you check how accurate and relevant the AI's output is, and the mitigation strategies try to reduce those instances where the AI makes stuff up, the hallucinations. Builds trust in your AI.
Of course, being a Spring project, it's got the Spring Boot auto configuration and starters for both AI models and vector stores. If you're a Spring Boot user, this will feel right at home and should speed things up a lot.
Yeah, that's Spring strength, right?
Yeah.
Making things easier through conventions and sensible defaults. These auto configurations and starters mean you write less code to get started with AI in your Spring apps. You're up and running much faster.
There's also the chat client API with what they call a fluent interface. Sounds like a really user-friendly way to talk to chat-based AIs.
It is. Fluent meaning the API is designed to be easy to read and write, making interacting with chat models nice and clean. The docs even compared to other popular Spring APIs like Web Client and REST Client, so if you're used to those, this should be a breeze.
Then there's the Advisors API, which sounds a bit more high level. What's the idea behind this?
Advisors are all about encapsulating common patterns for working with generative AI. They handle the data flow to and from language models and provide this abstraction layer that encourages portability across different models and use cases. It's like they're codifying the best practices for talking to these AIs, making it easier to build solid and adaptable solutions.
And of course, we can't talk about AI today without mentioning support for chat conversation memory and retrieval augmented generation, or RAV for short. These are key for those smarter, context-aware AI conversations.
Absolutely. Conversation memory is how the AI remembers what you talked about earlier, leading to, a more natural back and forth. And RAG, that's a really cool technique where the AI doesn't just rely on what it already knows. It goes out and fetches relevant info from an external source, often a vector database with your specific data, like company docs, and then uses that to craft its response. This makes it way more accurate and less likely to, hallucinate, especially for those Q&A over your documentation or chat with your documentation type scenarios the docs highlight.
Right, so it's not just theory, it's got real-world applications.
Yeah.
Being able to just ask your docs a question, get an intelligent answer, that's a game changer.
Definitely. And for those who want to dig deeper, the documentation is really well laid out. It starts with the core AI concepts, then guides you through getting started with the framework, and then goes deep on each component and typical use cases. It's all very code-focused, perfect for learning by doing.
Also helpful that they list the exact versions, 1.0.0.6 and the 1.0.0 snap he shot, so there's no confusion. And it's interesting how well it fits into the whole Spring ecosystem. Clear connections to Spring Boot, Spring Cloud, Spring Data, Spring Integration, Spring Batch, Spring Security. It's all connected.
Yeah, that integration is huge. It means you can use your Spring knowledge and the power of that whole ecosystem when you're building AI-powered apps with Spring AI. It's not some separate thing. It's designed to work with what you already know.
So to wrap up, Spring AI seems like a big step forward, making AI more accessible, manageable, and, well, integrated for Spring devs. It's about simplifying AI integration, but also making sure you're not left behind as AI keeps advancing.
I think that sums it up well. And the number of AI providers and vector databases they already support, that tells me there's a real ecosystem building up around this.
Yeah, and it makes you think, what could be possible now? Imagine using the best bits of different AIs. Maybe one's great at creative writing, another's amazing at understanding complex questions. And then you combine that with the perfect vector database for your data, all within this consistent framework. What kind of amazing applications could we build? What problems could we solve that seemed impossible before?
This level of flexibility could unlock a whole new level of innovation, giving developers the tools to craft really specialized AI solutions.
If you're intrigued by all this, the Spring AI reference is the place to start. Definitely check out the Getting Started section to get your hands dirty. Then dive into the docs for the AI providers or vector databases that catch your eye. See how this could change your projects. The fact that Spring AI is drawing from successful Python projects but bringing it to a wider range of languages shows that AI is becoming more inclusive and accessible. And Spring AI looks like it's going to be a major part of that future.
I agree.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us into Spring AI. Until next time.
It was a pleasure.